How's that?
Perfect.
Awesome. All right, let's get it going. Joining me now, all the way from Paris, France, Mr. Billy Bayou of Glorior Belli.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Very good pronunciation. I like the R that you did very nicely.
Hey man, I excelled in French one and two, as a high school student. So, I know a little bit.
Ah, it's très bien. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you. Merci. Merci.
Wow.
So how you doing today, my friend?
Very nice. Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you. What about you?
Hey, got my coffee here. We're all good to go.
Yeah, I just had one before.
So, man, what compelled a Parisian Frenchman as yourself to start this particular project of black metal? But before that, let's just get down to your life story, if you will, of music, and we can go back as far as you want it.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I started learning the guitar around the age of something like 11-ish. It was a classical guitar, not really my thing. Wasn't into it that much at the time. But you still learn, the basics. You go with a teacher, and it's what it is. Then I sort of just stagnated to someone who's like a dabbler in guitar and didn't really care much. I grew up and I was a teenager, and then I started listening to uh, what was it back then? It was uh, like early 90s ish stuff. So you'd have to, I guess I got into guitar specifically with what was a mix of weird stuff like Slayer on one hand and Nirvana on the other hand. So you get the technically speaking, right? That you get the palm muting and the crazy solos and all this stuff that is for again a dabbler is quite hard to comprehend and
Right.
to reproduce. And then you get the easy stuff, and it's because I mixed those two that I got into a position where I could um, learn it better. I always wanted to learn on my own. It took me a lot more time than it would have if I had been back to teachings with teachers and all the stuff. Uh, I think I don't regret it because it got me to a point where specifically now, when I need to compose or when I need to play with other bands, I have other bands I play with. I'm able to reproduce music without reading anything, just by the ear. So this train my ear to be better, to understand what people do, to reproduce things, to do this. This is how I got into music as a musician, not as a fan of music. Uh, and I guess around the age of 20, 22, something. What was it? 20? Yeah, 20. Uh, I had a good friend, like, every guy at that age has at least one good friend, and he was a drummer. I was a guitar player, and we said to each other, like, okay, we are fans of Dark Thrones, all the Norwegian scene, black
Hell
metal bands, and
yes.
so let's do it, mayhem. Uh, then we started with the Death Crush covers, with the uh, Transylvanian Hunger covers, all the basics, all the good stuff, right?
Right.
Uh, and this is how it sort of happened. From there, we just developed into whatever time and space brought us through.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Going back to whenever you learning guitar, man, you mentioned two bands that like very single-handedly, I suppose, like that kind of got the idea in my head, like maybe I could do this too. Definitely Slayer and the simple like, power chord driven techniques of Kurt Cobain in Nirvana, and like
Yeah.
just creating those those two different types of music, man, just made me want to go, dude, you know what? I could probably do this too. So I totally get what you're saying on that end, man. And just wanting to play aggressive, fast, but also, have some hook and some,
Yeah,
catchy melodies and whatnot.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's the raw energy that you're going for. Um, I guess in those riffs, but there was also like the Misfits. Um, when I heard the story of that dude that didn't even know how to play guitar and then just sort of got into doing guitar.
but yeah, Doyle, yeah.
Yeah, and it's great because you don't always want to have this perfect guitar player stuff going on. Although I am also a big fucking nerd with this stuff. Like, I watch a lot of probably you gotta butcher his name, but Ola
Oh,
Englund,
yeah.
yeah. So I'm like all into this how to learn the Pantera solos and all this. But at the same time, I enjoy very much the raw energy of a guitar player. It's not an amazing guitar player, but I find it amazing for different reasons. And it's great to have all of this.
Yeah, yeah. I see you're definitely a Pantera disciple. I see that Dean behind you.
Oh
That,
yeah,
that Dean headstock behind you. Yeah.
yeah. This one is amazing. It's a friend of mine, and yeah, I don't know if you have heard, but I sometimes play live with Integrity. It's an
Yes.
American band.
Yes.
Uh, and Tweet is a friend, and he had this guitar, at home, and we would bring it on tour as a spare guitar. And at some point, I was like, dude, I'm a big fan of Dimebag. You don't seem to be using the guitar too much. Would you be okay if you sold it to me and stuff? And like, of course I'm gonna sell it to you. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And I really fucking love it. It's one of the only guitars I have that doesn't go out of tune when you do when you use the Floyd basically.
Right, right.
I have a BC Reach, what was it, Warlock,
Yeah.
good model and stuff, but every time I go with the Floyd, it just ruins it. So this one is amazing. It's really good.
Whenever you were playing guitar, was it important to you to use a Floyd? Like, how did you get into Floyds? I mean, was it just like a natural thing or something you just saw like all the guitar players like Dimebag just using that whammy and that tremolo, just
Mm-hmm.
just doing all the squeals and shit.
Yeah. Squealing is definitely the coolest thing you can do with the guitar. I just want to go on stage. You remember that movie? What was it called in English? Back, back, Back to the Future.
Yes.
Uh, it's that one scene that everybody refers to with Marty McFly getting on stage with this
Oh yeah.
guitar, and
Yeah.
he goes crazy, and he makes it. It's not with the Floyd, but he makes it a bit squealy and
Uh-huh.
stuff, and that you're like, wow, this is cool, right? This is why I hated the classical guitar first back in the days, because it was so boring in terms of sound, and probably because I was a shitty player too, because you have amazing classical guitar players out there. But yeah, make the guitar squeal is one of the best sensation in the world. So
Hell yeah.
it's amazing.
I just I have a guitar. I have an LTD model with the Floyd, man, and it's just I love it. I love the idea of Floyd's. It's just way too high maintenance for me for my
Yeah.
type of playing anyway. Because I've only been playing like maybe 5 years at this point, and but I'm sure like with as time goes on, I'll get more acclimated to it and get more use of the Floyd itself.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It takes a lot of maintenance. Like changing strings on these is sometimes a big challenge for some people.
Right.
I got used to it, but so I have a friend just recently just went to a guitar shop and said like, "Oh, please just tune it back. I want to change the string size. I want to," and just to prove that I'm not cheating you, I've got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm using the same fucking
There-
strings. These are amazing. It's well, I don't know if we can do some commercial in the podcast, but this is really good strings. Never broke.
There you go. Man, so you just recently um had a band release. Basically the Glorior Belli self-titled release. Um
Yeah.
let's talk about that, man, because I have listened to it top to bottom, and I think at this point that my favorite track is right in the middle, the clandestine camaraderie track. And
Okay.
it's that's probably one of my favorites. And tell me what is the meaning behind the band? Like what's the idea of it, the overall theme?
That's a good question. Well, the meaning of the name, um, at least the way I meant it with poor Latin, is the idea of overcoming difficulties to reveal your true self. So in a sense, like you're going through adversity. This is a typical character, main character thing, in a movie, in a story. Um, you put him through tough shit, and you see what comes out of the person. There's some concept that always stuck with me, and I think it resonates with everyone else also. Um, and basically, the idea behind the self-titled right now is to say, because we had a long career, is to say, okay, we went through, early days of the band, released many records, and today this one is going to be the one that sort of ends and redefines what we're going to do next. So it was appropriate, I think, in that regard,
Mhm.
to use that self-titled definition. And if you pay attention to the record, at least all the records I've done in the past, they always have a story, not a cheesy sense kind of record story. Like, I'm not going to name names, but some bands, they do a story about dragons, swords and stuff like this, which is their thing. It's more, when I say story, I mean in a sense of um,
A concept album.
lyrics, concept album, exactly. Lyrics are meant, every word is I spend a lot of time on this, uh, carefully crafting the words. Why am I using this one instead of another one? Why that, to bring the experience, the listener experience, to what I hope is the best possible experience with the stuff.
Yeah. Um, it definitely tells a story, not through every one of your albums. It feels like, I mean, especially with these riffs, though, man. I mean, they're so fucking heavy and crushing. And dude, like you're on this particular album, it's just it feels even like every album is like darker and more um like progressive in nature as far as the riffs are concerned. And that's something I could definitely get behind.
I hope so.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. What you mentioned, like some disfiguration as an individual, or some type of change. Do you feel as though you as an individual is going through some type of like metamorphosis as a person or as a player with this album?
Yeah, I would say so. I usually I usually do every single record quite fast. Between the moment you do a demo of the song and the moment it's released, so it's been no more than 2 years, the whole thing, before at least. And this one, I really took a long time with it. And I think it's sort of the point was that if you want to put a dot at the end of a sentence for a band, you need to make sure you are satisfied with the what's come before the dot. So
Exactly. Yeah.
that was the point. Yeah.
Yep. So just talk about some of the things that you're doing with integrity, man. Like, because that's one of those bands. Like, whenever Nick had mentioned that you play live for integrity, it's like, holy shit, dude. That's what like I jam integrity just about every day, and because one of the songs that's hymn for the children of the Black Flame.
Nah,
I love. Do you
it's a
do
good
you
one.
do you get a chance to play that one live with them?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a good
Oh,
one. It always goes like da na 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 na. Hey, it's really cool. The intro with the drum roll.
yes,
Ooh, it's one of the funniest song to play live. Funny in a sense of intense. It's great. I mean, it's one of the best live experience I get with the bands that I had in the past. It's different than Glorior Belli because this is raw energy, so I get that you know
right,
fascination for going on stage and being ready to go wild and do all the crazy shit. And I love it. It's something I never was able to do in the past. I mean, you could do it, but with every band, you sort of adapt your gesture on stage. It's like almost being an actor, but you don't not in a sense of not being real, but more in a sense like trying to again bring a special atmosphere or bring something special out of the live stuff.
right.
I always been fascinated with the bands that Attila from Mayhem. He really has a sense of stage
Present.
presence,
Yeah.
costumes, stuff like this. And I love it when you go live and see when you want to see a show. You don't just go to see a Taco Tuesday band playing live. It's what Dweed always says. Taco Tuesday, we're not a Taco Tuesday band. He's right. So when you get on stage, if you're not 100% ready to be in the character, then don't do it. It's just, but yeah, playing with integrity is just amazing.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Attila because man, I saw Mayhem twice now. I saw them at for the first time the first Inferno Festival in Norway in Oslo, their home turf,
Yeah.
right after COVID. That show was fucking bananas. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it was just crazy, dude. Like I was at ground zero, was on the floor. This guy in front of me started the circle pit, and I was like in straight chaos. And then like
Yeah.
in front of that was Attila just like doing his like his stage performance thing and just like orchestrate. It felt like he was orchestrating the chaos with his vocal range and the delivery of all the songs. It was fucking sick.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the same shit happened in Bergen during
Uh,
their like 40-year performance of like they just
yeah.
went from all of their records like from top to bottom, man. Like they had a song or two from each album, and I mean complete with like costume change and everything for
Yeah.
each era. It was fucking amazing.
Yeah. I still rock uh, the Mysteries record,
Mhm.
eventually. But I mean, the whole discography is good. Some people have preferences, but sometimes, what was this album with the dove stuck into the barbed wire? Grand Declaration of War, something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Also, this one, I absolutely like it sometimes. It's different, but
Yeah.
Maniac is doing a great job too. And I love this band because of what you just described. Like they can jump into different eras, different costumes, different atmospheres. And it's great. It's good that you get to see them in on their own territory.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it was wild, man. And I'm excited because I get to see some more call it true Norwegian black metal
mhm, mhm.
in like a week or so, like less than 2 weeks, going back to Inferno. Uh
Oh
so
yeah, yeah.
it's I'm really excited as I just sit here talking with you. Uh
It's a great festival.
oh yeah. Are you going?
I went in the past, but in France we have the Hellfest.
That's true. That's
So
that's another one on my bucket list.
Oh yeah, you should do it
Oh
definitely.
yeah.
Some people complain, like yeah, some friends of mine they would be like, "Ah, this became too mainstream for us." Blah, 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 blah. It's still a nice experience. I enjoy it anyway.
Like,
It's great.
let me ask you, because I mean, I know a lot of festivals do it. Like we got these major festivals in Europe, like Hellfest. Are
Mhm.
do do like the local venues that don't participate with like Hellfest, like the major festival, like have like other bands playing during that time, like to give these like smaller, maybe local bands a shot?
So you get everything on site. So it's like a festival that has mini festivals within a festival. Um, so you're not gonna go around the village or the city, if you want to say, like a local pub or something like this. It's not where you're gonna find it, but within the festival ground, you have mini places with tons of stuff. Sometimes they spit fire at night. Sometimes you have dancers. Uh, all sorts of stuff around the village is happening every day, and some people say it's too much even sometimes, but it's great. Like I remember some of the best times was on that many other festivals, but this is great. You just go with friends, enjoy. It's always fun.
It sounds like a
Yeah,
damn good time, that's for sure. I mean, every
yeah.
time I see a release from Hellfest, I mean, the lineup just gets bigger and more magnificent in uh with everything that they do. It just seems like more and more bands are catching on that this festival is just where it's at. I mean, it's
It's
been like
crazy.
that for how many years now? It's been in existence?
Hey, I'm gonna be wrong probably, but I remember them from definitely from before 2010, so probably something like 2007,
Oh
8,
wow.
something like
Yeah.
this. I could
It's a
be
long
wrong on
time.
the exact date, but yeah, it used to be a different site, and it was famous for having, how do you call it, mud,
Yeah, oh yeah.
classic festival
Yeah.
mud ground and stuff. And then it got fancier and fancier in a good way with years. Now you even have a big wheel on the ground, and so many stuff. Like you can get merch that you don't get anywhere else. The design that they do, even sometimes you go to a festival, you want maybe have a souvenir, you're gonna get a shirt or something, a poster, but the designer of the Hellfest is putting a lot of efforts into creating good design, like something you want to bring home, you're
Right.
proud of and stuff.
Right.
It's great.
So what's if you could what's a Gloria Belli live show like?
It's always different. It's always different for good and bad reasons, to be completely honest with you. We've played Hellfest. It was 2012, I think. Yeah. Um, it was very different from what you would see today. My take on this is that um, it's because of my personality. I'm the one who decides what we, well, not decide, but the one who orchestrates what we do.
Mm.
And I change my mind often because with art is the great thing about art, right? You can do whatever you want on the moment. So sometimes it could be prepared in advance. Sometimes it could be just the day before the show. I get an idea. We tried many things. I had those masks done by a proper French movie team, special effects.
Oh
So
wow.
I asked them, like, hey, could you do us masks? When I want to do something, I properly do it, not just
And
half-ass
not
things.
half-ass, yeah.
Yeah, don't half-ass is no good for any reason. Whatever you do, you just do it or you don't.
Do
Uh,
it well.
yeah, do it well, yeah. And these guys are like, okay, we can do mask. What do you have in mind? And we designed those. Oh yeah, I got it here. This is cool interview. I didn't think I would be showing all this.
Oh
So
yeah.
design this one,
Wow.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very
And
detailed.
I get to wear it on stage and stuff. And if you turn on, that was because I'm not going to just end up and say, okay, we just made masks. So if you have a special light on it, it shows occult symbols all over the masks, and it changes with the lights and stuff. So it was really fucking cool. I
Yeah.
think one of the first stage prop I got was actually this shirt with
Oh yeah, yeah.
band name on it. And
Looks
it
like
was
looks like
done by
gators.
a.
Looks like gator skin.
It is Gator Skin,
There you
proper one.
go.
Because he was done in America. Do you know this woman? She's called. What was it? I'm gonna butcher it again, but Kyla Custom Shop. She does her own sewing for many bands that are known. Ah, fuck, I forgot. Kyla Custom Rock or Kyla Custom Rock.
I know
But
you're
it
talking
doesn't.
about. I know you're talking about. I think she did like work. She designs clothing even
Yeah,
for like all kind of rockers basically
pretty much. Yeah,
like Guar. I she did costume
yeah,
for Guar and all that shit. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's the one.
Yep.
And it was long ago, but this is what I mean by not half-assing, because we always go to people who are good with what we do, and if it needs to be invested in, I don't care. Just I find a way to invest in. But yeah, and so that's why the live experience is always going to be different. We had a moment where we would put costumes with sort of Louisiana folklore. You could say something like voodoo,
Voodoo.
Baron Samedi stuff.
Did you read about the Rougarou?
Rougarou, yes,
Yeah.
which is very funny because in French we say le loup-garou.
Yeah.
So it's like a cuisine, right? Just bad pronunciation. Well, or good pronunciation if you
My
want.
my grandpa, man, like I remember being young and he lived my grandparents lived out in the middle of fucking nowhere in southeast Louisiana where all the swamps and shit are. And
Yeah,
he would fucking terrify like all the grandchildren before we go to sleep at night and tell us stories of how he would be out there in the middle of the fucking swamp and like just whether he was fishing or just crab catching and stuff like that. And dude, like he'd tell us like we saw we saw that Rougarou out there, and he was like it was like like a like the
yeah,
swamp Bigfoot and werewolf combined, and I was like, oh shit, and like I remember being like 4 or 5 years old, hearing this old man tell me about this shit, and like just painting the story. You know, at
yeah.
for one, we're at his house. I'm staying at his house for the weekend with my cousins, and it was always dark when he told us this shit. Dude, we were like fucking losing our minds. Like we did not sleep. We're like, nah, bro, nah, I'm not going that fucking swamp with you. It better be daylight before we do anything.
That's cool. And did you think? I mean, if you think about it, there's always a um, like a real event based on the
Yeah,
legend that is
yeah.
around. So you know, you never know, right? It's a big world.
Yeah, it really is, man. And it's cool because like you got me thinking of my boys in a local band here called Golgothan. And they're all about like swamp based gore, death
Yeah,
metal.
yeah.
I don't know if you heard of them.
No, no, but you can
I'll
share it with
definitely
me. So.
yeah, I'll definitely share it with you, man. And they got other two of the members are like basically like independent film artists. So they
Ah,
they
yeah,
crafted all of their own mask and whatnot, and costumes and stuff like that. And dude,
that's cool.
but they fucking rip. They fucking rip. So
That's cool. That's something I want to see. Yeah.
oh yeah, I'll definitely send it to you, man. They're great
Um,
guys. And
I think it's what you said. It's interesting what you just said is in the sense that um, it's just out there for people to grab whatever they want to tell in their songs. Your story about the Rougarou and stuff like this. Uh, Everything that you go through from childhood until you're an adult, um, it's great if you take it like it's not just some kind of scary shit or a traumatizing event, but you actually make something out of it that's
yeah,
just
yeah.
entertaining. It could be um, it could be anything. There's something very toxic that I sort of like and dislike in the black metal scene is where um, Um, People, first of all, you think, well, I'm gonna go with black metal because why? Because
It's extreme.
it's extreme. Because uh, out of all the extreme metal genres, I think black metal is the one that should say we do whatever the fuck we want, like a proper do whatever we want. You can get a shitty sound, you can get a great production, it doesn't matter. It's just what we want. But then, sort of, as you go in this scene, you question it and you think, what are all these codes that you must follow, or
Right.
at least should follow,
Mhm.
and it doesn't make sense. But then again, you start thinking, who told me I must follow this? No one said I
One second.
must follow
Yeah.
something. So then you do your own shit, or some people just keep following because they want to be part of the herd. But yeah, all these bands that you mentioned and many more that we could probably talk about is what's important for me is people doing what they like, their own stuff. Um, I don't need to see codes. I just need to see genuine interest for any topic. You could create a band tomorrow that is full on Rougarou inspired band, and I'll still like it if it's genuine and if it's well thought and all this.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah. What do you think, as a black metal artist, is corroding? Like, I mean, what is something that's really killing the black metal community by and large? What's your opinion?
Okay, so I think when I just take an example to illustrate the thought. We went to America to tour, and so we met a lot of American fans and American artists. So people who are Americans playing black metal. And first, I thought it was maybe a little bit because we're European, French, Norwegian elitist mindset that says, right, no one else can do it the way we do. It's a bit of a bullshit story, though. Let's just be honest, because it's not in your DNA to say, oh, we can play black metal, but you can't. There's this legend, right,
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah,
Norwegian guys. It's
yeah.
because it's cold in the country, so they must have this. No, it's not this. It's about mentality, I guess, and and probably what I'm trying to get to is we toured in America, and those people were so trying to do. This is where it's interesting. They try to do what we do over here in America. Not all of them. Huh? You have really good bands in America that I could think of from the past. I thought I was a big fan of Judas Iscariot, Krieg, Nachtmisium before he went bananas. Uh, and these bands were genuinely
Yeah,
doing good stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
Leviathan, I think it's
Biathan. Yeah,
very good too.
very good.
Like it comes to mind many many names in America that are doing good, but everyone we met mostly was just trying to copy or trying to imitate what we do over here, and this is where it's usually not working very good because they end up sounding like a generic clone of a
Mhm.
clone of a clone of a clone. And we have the same problem here. It's not much of a problem, but the same situation here where a copy of a copy of a copy is not very much interesting. It sounds bland. It works with the audience if you're doing it good and stuff, but you're never gonna get the spark, the authenticity, the what makes it, what makes you and I excited when we go live to
Right.
see Mayhem.
Mhm.
You're not gonna feel the same, right? It's
Yeah,
just a Taco Tuesday band again.
yeah. Great point. It's a great point. Yeah, and even, and I may fucking argue, I may anger some of my Norwegian friends, um, but I do see a lot of saturation, of black metal bands, kind of like, like maybe um more or less doing the same thing, like that some of these American bands are doing, you know. But I'm not gonna discredit what they're doing as an individual because everyone needs an outlet. But
Mm.
I think the bigger the band, either these bigger bands are trying to repeat what they've already done, whether it be same using the same riffs in their catalog, going back to what works, I guess, playing it
Yeah.
safe, whatever. Um, but at in the same merit, I understand that every artist has to have that creativity and get it out some way in a positive way. And if it's through their music, I'm all for it,
Yeah.
and try not to fucking gatekeep, I mean, but I understand your point too, because like do something different, do something original and from the heart, god damn it, and
Yeah. Yeah.
if it's different, that's fine because maybe you won't capture every single fan out there, but
Mhm,
at
mhm.
least you're doing what you want to do and no one's telling you how to do it, and that's something I can get behind.
That is very true. Um, to an extent, I decided to get on a path of self-destructive career, so to speak. We had a moment where all the labels, all the well, maybe not all, but we had a moment. Yeah, we are all over the place. It was Metal Blade, I think, record signed us. We start touring these festivals that we talked about before. We get there, we get out there, and I'm not really enjoying it, to be honest. It's fun for what it is, but I'm not finding the artistic you know fulfillment that I was hoping
Right,
I would.
right.
So I'm like, fuck. What is left to do? Just I don't want to give up, but also I'm not interested anymore. And it's part of my personality. So I'm not saying everyone should do that, but I thought, uh, what's the best way to carry on? And it's just to just deconstruct and destroy everything that's built over and over again. So every time there's a new record, every time there's a new something we do, it's not like starting from zero, but it's more saying, uh, I'm gonna do bullshit all around. I'm gonna destroy this thing that we had before. People liked it. I'm gonna make you hate it. And it's but in a good way. Like
Right,
you're gonna
right.
hate it, but then like and so by applying this logic all the time, I keep challenging myself to explore new things and stuff. I'm not saying that you absolutely have to do something new all the time. It's practically impossible. There's a lot of the stuff that I do that is inspired by stuff that already exists. It's not the point to say you must always do something new or you should. You can do something good that already exists and do it genuinely, and it's gonna end up good, probably great too. But you get examples in America that some bands like Power Trip, uh, bands like that, or I don't know, nothing comes to mind. But what is this one? Like Knock Loose is very famous in
Yeah, not loose.
modern hardcore stuff. Code Orange, sorry, Code Orange, something like this. Right, those names, more modern, different approach, but it sounds great because they absorbed the basics of what modern metal is made today, and they make it their own. They tweak the sound of the guitars. They appropriate the stuff, and they build something new from this, and that's great. I think this was my take on how to how to be genuine. It doesn't mean to only do new things, but to also if I give you a French baguette, maybe you come up with the best sandwich because you're like, wow, this
Yeah,
baguette is amazing,
yeah.
and I'm gonna build on this, sandwich.
I'm glad you brought up French food, because I want to end the debate, goddamn, right here for everyone in America. How do you pronounce croissant?
Oh God, have you seen that reel on the Instagram? Like the what was the song like? Croissant. You know, these
Yeah,
guys are going to
yeah.
it's amazing. It's made me laugh so much. Croissant.
There you go. There you go. There you have it. Fucking croissant.
Yeah, croissant.
My favorite reel. I don't know if you saw it, but it's the dude holding a little puppet uh dinosaur,
Yeah.
or it might have been a Godzilla. Yeah, it was a Godzilla. Like,
Eh.
today I wanted a croissant. And he goes out, croissant.
Oh God, what is it with you Americans? You
I don't
just
know. I don't know, but that shit was fucking hilarious. That's all I know.
oh God.
Like, it
I mean,
lit-
you've been to Europe, yes?
yes, I have.
So what is this croissant similar in Europe, or have you tried it in Europe?
Yeah, I have tried it in Europe, and it's fucking. Yeah, because my wife and I, we had got married in Copenhagen, and
Oh, nice.
we had a bunch of
Right.
Danishes, naturally, and I saw a croissant, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna have that because it had, I
Yeah,
mean, just the right amount of chocolate and in there. And I was like,
fair enough.
I was in heaven.
Danish is good, yeah. Danish is
Oh,
good. I didn't know
delicious.
you were in Denmark before.
Oh yeah, that was my first time ever going to Europe. Well, it is. I mean, yeah, it's Europe. Um, got married in first, no, first we went to our first Inferno festival where I met Tom G. Warrior in
Uh,
completely by chance and the infamous Helveta record shop, and
yeah,
uh like the the Sunday after, no, the Monday morning after the festival is whenever we flew to Denmark and got married
wow,
at Cronenberg Castle, where that inspired Hamlet. Yeah.
very fancy,
Well, very. Hey, it wasn't my idea,
very
man.
fancy.
It wasn't my. I
Yeah,
I was just in for the ride.
oh, that's cool. It's pretty cool. I have a lot of Danish friends. Used to be even Danish members in the band. You know this band Horned Almighty, maybe
No.
Horned Almighty. They are Danish, and pretty good friends. They're doing good actually. It's like black and roll.
Yo, I'm all about black and roll and black thrash, man. That's
Hmm.
I think, but aside from black metal itself, that's like my favorite genre of music. Like, it really is.
Yeah, pretty much.
And but yeah, I'll show you where we I got it right here. This is the castle.
Oh yeah, yeah. I actually think I visited it. I've been to Copenhagen a couple times, and it's a beautiful place.
Beautiful place. Beautiful. I
Beautiful
mean,
place.
it was really cool because the day we were there, I mean, they didn't have any guests. Like, I think because it was Easter time, that's why. And like,
Uh,
and everyone in that area was just,
yeah,
out and about, enjoying their families and whatnot. So, but yeah, it was a good time, man.
that's cool.
I like to know the story of how you got involved with Integrity, though, like playing live for them. Was that whenever y'all came out here to play live for the first time with Gloria, and y'all hooked up?
Somewhat, yeah. I think we met at the Maryland Death Fest back then in
Okay.
Baltimore. Well, we had met before in Europe, in Paris. Uh, there was always something about Tweed um, that has been interesting to me because he does his own shit as well. You know,
Hmm.
he's not getting letting any influence get in the way of what he wants to do. Every record is different. As an artist, I always thought he's way smarter than people think sometimes we are, and he really thinks through many things. He's a great design artist, everything. So we sort of connected on for many reasons, and mostly because we are both quite infamous in our respective scenes. Like Integrity is not really the what you would call the best mm, hardcore is not the right way to call them,
Right.
and they never call themselves this way. And Glorior Belli is also had the same mentality where we're like, why do you need to put stickers on everything and stuff like this? So we connected on these things. He also is big fan of French Légion Noire, LLN, uh, which we always discuss like how do they manage to get such a shitty sound and yet it's amazing at the same
Huh.
time. It's like a miracle because whenever we try, Dweeb is extreme. He has knowledge in many stuff, and also in is very good at noise music. He
Yeah.
has a special ear for that. Like sometimes he sends me stuff and it makes my ear bleed instantly. It's like, this is cool. I'm like, fucking hell, dude, I was at work. You just there's blood coming out of my ears like right now. And it's just like, yeah, this is what I meant. I'm like, yeah, thank you very much. It's just what I needed. And I saw him live with his noise project, and it really helps you to develop your own the artist within you. Like it's challenging, so you're thinking, okay, what am I gonna do with this? He's right, he's wrong. It's not about being right or wrong actually, but it challenges you, and he always made me want to be a at least to look deeper, to explore more, to be a better artist, so to speak.
Yeah.
So yeah, we grew friendship around mutual respect for each other, and as artists, to the point where 2019 or 20, I think he started saying, it would be cool if we had a lineup in Europe and in America. So it's like, two different lineups, and you're in Europe, so you could sort of put some people together and stuff. I'm like, yeah, sure. It was so many funny stories around putting up a lineup. I thought, because I always struggled with Glorior Belli to find reliable people, and I'm probably terrible to work with. So there could
Why?
be many stories here, but
Why is that?
he, I don't know. I think it's again something we share in common with Tweed, because it's when it's your own project, you become very demanding. You
Right.
know what you want, but sometimes you maybe I speak for myself at least. I maybe sometimes lack um this the capacity to express it correctly. So I have
Yeah.
something in my mind, and
Yeah.
many reasons, but it's something always fucks up with people, and I understand why. It's logic. It's the same as when you work. It's the same as everything else. But um, I put together a lineup, and we just built from there, and we had cool stories on the tour where people would just give up after a couple days because they were not made for this. Like someone, I'm not going to give you names, but one person just went home and like, fuck you guys, I quit, And so we started continuing. It's the thing we do it. Like he always continues. He's like, if I'm the only fucking person on stage, I'll still do the fucking show, And this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
very inspiring. It's very inspiring, and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And you get on that stage, and it's like all hell breaks loose, and you just go nuts, and it's great. It's like doing sport, but on stage.
Yeah.
I like it. Um, but yeah, it's how it pretty much happened. That's the whole story. I have a cool news for you on the topic of integrity, because it's probably gonna be a new record at some point.
Oh, hell yes.
And I've been helping a lot with it,
Oh, that's
so it
great.
might be interesting. I don't know if you know the French band Kickback. I think.
Mm-mm.
Do you know Archon in Faustus? It's
Yes.
like deaf, black, but very deaf.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a very good French band, and I remember one of the guys from that band. I always very much enjoyed his riffing.
Yeah.
He had a special thing that he brought to the band, and he joined Kickback before they did one of their latest record, and I love the record because of the guitarist. So he brought his energy into the record, and in that sense, I'm hoping I will do the same with integrity, or at least bring something different and good
Mhm.
to that new record, hopefully.
What are some of your favorite personal riffs off the new album
Of integrity
of Gloria?
whew, uh, with time, probably none. Like I'm already moved on from this record in a sense. Like it's just what it is, you know. It's
Yeah.
every time you do something new, you're like, okay, this is cool on the moment, but then you just move on and you're like, oh fuck this, I could do better, or I'm I've got used to this. You know, one of the downside. I don't know if you recorded music, but you can of course tell me, but uh, you go over it so much and you listen to it and you we do self production, so
Yeah,
we
yeah,
also mix
yeah.
all the stuff. You just get sick of
Oh, I
it.
know. Yes, in the small sample sizes that I've recorded music, I totally understand that because, one of my good friends had put me on. He's like, man, like everything that you play, just record it. Just record everything. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I'll do that. And then like, and I got all, this big collection of riffs that some go together, some don't. And I keep trying to like make things gel. Uh, and then, like when I finally have a song in mind, and I'm doing everything I can, like, maybe I'm part of the problem, trying to play to a metronome, keep everything in time.
Mhm. Mhm.
And like, yeah, like by doing that process, man, you get fucking burnt out real quick.
Yeah, 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 that's true. I mean, if I could give you pointers, I don't know what you're using, but um
I am so open to pointers. Just
I mean,
feel free.
everyone's different, right? Like you said, you could use different method, but one of the best method I find to achieve results. Like if you sit down right now and you say, okay, I have a record deal, I need something in 1 week.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, I can come up with something, a full record in 1 week with this method, because well, you need to have knowledge of what you're doing on the computer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If you don't know what you're doing with the computer, it's gonna be tough. Uh, Use whatever you prefer. If it's a Mac, you got all the stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, plugins, everything you need. If it's a analogic amplifier, you need microphone. So equipment wise,
I
everybody's
got
gonna be the
everything I
same.
need here. I got everything I need.
Perfect.
Don't even worry about that.
Then it's the composition process. What I do is, because I'm also drumming a little bit, but when you want to come up with the guitar first, you're not going to just start recording drums, then come back to your stuff and then put the guitars. So I use a very famous drum MIDI drum software.
Yeah.
Actually, this guy is also on the Integrity record. The
Wow.
guy who owns that company. So you'll find out soon. But you can use any, right? There's plenty. It doesn't have to be a specific one, although his one is really good. And then what you do is you put those MIDI loops into your stuff, and you build from this.
Oh yeah.
And the guitar comes up on the top, but you already sort of by doing this, you already get to a full song structure pretty quick, with the tempo, of course, with the
Mhm.
adjustments.
Mhm.
Uh, so as I think it's one of the method that works the best for me in terms of achieving pretty quickly something good,
Yeah.
not half-assing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works good. I don't know if you do this or if
That's
you
exactly
can.
what I do. I do have some MIDI drums that a
Yeah,
program that I fuck with, a
yeah.
lot. And my issue is, and maybe I'm just, a little um not as adept as most musicians, I guess. I have a difficult time trying to determine, what's the right tempo for the riff. You know,
Mm.
that's what takes me a while to kind of like, all right, everyone asks, okay, I'll play a riff, and someone asks me, well, what kind of drums are you hearing? I was like, dude, I'm just hearing a fucking riff right now. I don't. I don't have any clue what the drums are gonna sound like.
Mhm.
If I knew that answer, I'd be a fucking drummer.
Yeah.
you know?
Well, this is where I think I have a slight advantage on you, is because
Yeah.
every time I play the guitar, I know exactly what the drum is going to sound like. And it really helps, to be honest. If you get into this logic, it
Yeah.
really helps. Um, for the new record, we gave the drummer those specific MIDI that I programmed again myself, and personalized. We gave that the drummer that, and I said, if I use double bass here, I'm not expecting to hear anything else than double bass because I put it there for a good reason, stuff like this, right? So this could help you, but you know what? What are you playing? Guitar and bass both, or
Yeah, both. Yeah.
okay? Well, send me some riffs. We can
Okay.
fuck around on one song if you want. It's fun.
Dude,
It's
I
cool.
don't threaten me with a good time, Billy. Don't dude,
Yes,
I will send you a riff right fucking now. I
that's great. That's great. Yeah, I'm not fucking around. It's just the other day I went to a Pantera show. Uh, I don't know how I got acquainted with Phil, but I did
Oh wow.
somehow. And he's a really down to earth guy.
Oh
All
yeah, I
right,
met him
so
myself.
so you probably know that is not about uh, he's very simple in a good way, not
Yeah.
simple in a
Yeah.
stupid way, not pretentious, not nothing. And he said the same thing as I told you right now. I said, "Well, Mr. Billy, just send me stuff." And I'm like, "Are you fucking shitting me?" Like,
Yeah.
no, no, send me stuff. I'm like, "I will." So let's do it. You send me stuff, and we fuck around. Well,
Let's
why
do
not?
it. Let's do
You
it.
never know what can happen. Maybe
I-
I use this for Phil, and then you end up having the Pantera singer on the record. You never know. You never know. Is
that would
this
be
this is
that'd be
cool stuff?
fucking
Yeah.
that'd be fucking wild, dude. That yeah. But yeah,
In the past, I've said to people who contacted me and they were like trying to learn guitar and stuff. I'm like, let's just collaborate. Why not?
yeah.
What's stopping us from saying we could have fun and stuff? Nothing.
Dude, I know. I feel as though this podcast, I don't know if you were a kid of the 80s or the 90s, pre-internet, but
Yeah,
I feel like because of this podcast, it has like opened up, a whole new collection of like-minded individuals for me and friends from all over the world. It's like, having pen pals that I could actually interact with in real time.
that's
And,
great.
and that's the beauty of this, man. And
Yeah,
like connecting everyone and like you said, I mean, like, we could start our own opportunities, and start our own,
yeah.
by being creative with each other. So that's the beauty of it. I love
I
this, man.
cannot wait to kick you out of the band. uh, uh,
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen.
oh god. Yeah, but let's do it.
Let's
Uh,
do it, man.
it's
I
fun.
got your email, you got mine, and
Yeah.
I can send you wave files all day long.
Okay, that's fine for me.
I even set
There's
up a yeah.
nothing worse than a person that is not inspired or you know so throw the stuff up. But you need to be mindful that I might tweak them or refuse them completely. No ego, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's fine.
No, no,
That's fine.
man. No, dude. One thing about me though is like, I will bring some fucking caveman riffs. There's I mean, it's just, nothing complex. I'm not I'll self-admittedly, I'll admit that I am not the most technically proficient guitar player, but and I guess that's why I am cut from the dark throne cloth, man,
Mhm.
because you know, they've done every version of black metal and then some. And
Yeah,
and you were talking earlier that uh, they piss off a lot of people
yeah,
by doing things their own way and not following a certain formula. It's just creative metal, black metal freedom, in my opinion.
yeah.
And that's pretty much where I am. With everything that I do. I'll well, I'll let you hear for yourself whenever I send
That's great.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's great. It's the right spirit, so
yeah.
you cannot go wrong with this.
So, man, I'm at that point where I need to know what favorite six albums are, th- that you're taking if your fucking your flat is about to burn to the ground, or you know
Very good question. Very, very good question. I again, I'm gonna say De Mysteries, like no hesitation. It just brings me back to a special moment of life where you know it never fails. Uh, Pure Holocaust from Immortal, also
great
special
album,
for me.
great album.
Love the album. Abath is also, I'm not sure if you had the chance to interview him, but it would be hilarious, I think.
Oh, I would love to interview a bot, man. I really would. I met him briefly two
Yeah.
times at last year's Inferno because while uh, his good friend Janneke Vies Hansen, who designed the first Immortal logo, does all my tattoos
Wow.
on my
Okay.
right arm,
Nice.
and so while I was getting tattooed, he came up to me and they were speaking Norwegian to Janneke, and Janneke says he wants to see your arm so far. So I showed him, and he was like, "You're a very brave man," and
Yes,
he just rolled out.
yeah. I think he's probably the most hilarious person in the whole fucking scene. Like, guarantee a good evening with this guy. But yeah, if I can get you in contact, I'll try.
Oh, sweet man, I appreciate
I
that.
want him to get on that podcast. I just
Nice.
want to watch it.
Yeah.
Uh, what else? What else? I guess I would get Super Tramp. You know, uh, just to clean the ears sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, Probably a classical record would be nice too. I like Chopin, the piano player
Hmm.
from Poland,
Yeah.
for special reasons. And then I guess you'd have a Pantera record in there. I have to.
Yeah. Which one?
The Great Southern
Great Southern.
Trendfield. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like it. Yeah,
I, I
that's what are yours?
I'm a my favorite Pantera record is gotta be Far Beyond Driven.
Okay.
I love that third release of theirs. It just
Yeah.
comes off so abrasive and aggressive. Um, and they do that cover of Planet Caravan by Sabbath, and
Uh-huh.
it's just so just like fucking just kick you in the dick.
Yeah. It's also a nasty kick,
Yeah,
but yeah.
yeah,
Have
yeah.
you heard the project he had with Tommy Iommi?
Yes.
I think I've seen it on YouTube myself.
Oh yeah.
It's so much good stuff in there. Like Time is what was the name of the
Time
song?
is mine.
Something Time is Mine. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. This
Yeah.
song is just
Mhm.
it's good. It's
It's very
very good,
good.
huh?
Very good.
Yeah. See what we could come up with?
Yeah.
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 You know what to do.
Oh
Huh?
yeah.
I'm
I know
just
too.
telling you. Ah,
Last
the
one.
riff is amazing.
Last one.
Yeah.
You,
Oh, yeah, I forgot one, you mean?
yeah, you got five albums so far. You got one left.
Last one would be I would say Slipknot.
Which one? First or Iowa?
Iowa.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
Like, there's no shame, huh? But
Oh man.
when it got out, I was like, wow, this is fucking heavy. This is really fucking heavy. And you put it from A to Z in your ears, and you just want to kill everyone around you. And it's
You
just
really
absolutely
do.
great.
I
Yeah,
man,
absolutely.
I told the story before, but like it was late at night, was watching I think it was the late show with Conan O'Brien, and they debuted the Heretic anthem in front of the country. And it like me and my friend Mark, we were just like stoned out of our gourd. And we're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Was
Oh,
like
yeah.
not expecting something to go so fucking
It's
hard so
crazy.
quick. And but
It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. that album really, turned a lot of heads and inspired a lot of kids in the States, that's for sure, and
Yeah,
worldwide. So great.
yeah.
You got a great six, my friend. Great six.
We're gonna regret it next day, but
No,
it's
you're
what
not
it
gonna.
is.
No, man. No, not at
I
all.
it's one of what you just said about Conan O'Brien. It was one band that also did the same to me. It was shit, I forgot. The guys from the Mars Volta, but it was before.
Oh, at the drive-in.
Oh, the driving. They got on that TV show. They
Yes.
started kicking amplifiers around and stuff.
Yes.
I was like, wow, this is
Yeah.
cool.
I saw the same performance, man. I'm a dude.
Wow.
That uh that particular album, Relationship of Command, came out in
Yeah,
1999.
yeah.
That motherfucker is still in my playlist. It's so fucking good.
Me too.
Dude,
It's
I love
amazing.
it.
There's a song with the bass that starts like do 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 do.
Boom,
It
boom.
was yeah, one of the first
Yes.
thing I learned with the bass too. It's
Uh,
like
at-
do, 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 do,
ah,
do.
what song is that? But I know you're talking about,
Yeah, I forgot.
and it was just so damn good.
Oh yeah, that record has been played by my computer and iPod probably many times. And I play all the songs on the guitar and bass too. It's a good way to learn and have fun on the instruments, I would say.
Quarantine.
Yeah. Quarantine, yeah.
Quarantine.
Yeah. Oh god. And Mars Volta is also amazing, huh?
Oh
But
yes, they really
you
are.
know,
I love the first album they did, man, with their first
yeah.
drummer that sadly passed away. And I got to see both bands live because I really love what Omar does.
Yeah.
Uh shit, it's fucking insane.
A
Uh
crazy guy.
and yeah, saw them when they reunited a few years back, like the first, and dude, like they didn't skip a beat. Like
Oh wow.
from the
Yeah.
time they decided to go, on an indefinite hiatus, and then they
Yeah.
reunited, dude, it was just like it was fucking magic.
There is a misconception that people think it's Omar and Cedric,
Yeah,
but it's actually the four of them
right.
that really makes it great. And
100%.
the other guitar player, sorry, I forgot his name, but he is very important
Oh
to the
yes.
band live and on the record. And the drummer, same. He never fucking you know. It's the five of them actually. He never misses a beat. And the bass player, same. They have a good dynamic and stuff. It's great. It's great.
They at the drive-in is one of those bands that gets, unfortunately lumped into that, so like that late 90s, early 2000s emo movement. Man,
Yeah,
there's nothing emotional, I mean, yeah, but there's nothing emo about them. It's just straight, again, another band that does what they want when they
yeah,
want it. And it just so happens that, there's some emotion involved. I mean, you can't help it, dude. Like they're speaking
that's
about
true.
some really universal topics.
That's
But
true.
dude, the songwriting is fucking brilliant.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
I
live.
am so refreshed that I got somebody on this podcast finally to fucking acknowledge the brilliance of At the Drive-In
Yeah.
in Mars Volta.
But I mean, you could speak about it for a long time, but
Oh, I can. I
it's
totally
the
can.
way they torture that guitar on stage, and it sounds like the guitar is out of tune all the time, and it
Yeah.
still works super
Yeah.
fine. I
Yeah,
love it.
absolutely. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I wish I had the energy and the stamina to do what they do on stage.
Oh yeah, crazy. It's
Fucking
absolutely crazy.
yeah. Well, shit, man. Billy, this was a damn fine chat, if I may say so myself, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And
Myself as well.
man, I hope to hear more of what you're doing with Gloria and Integrity soon.
Yeah.
Uh, we're gonna keep in touch, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna send you some of my shitty riffs.
You know what to do.
I know what to do. All
No,
right,
it's true.
yeah, yeah. All right, my friend. If you got anything you want to promote, there's the time. This is for you.
Huh? Keep kicking in the dick.
There
That's
you
all I
go.
have to say.
Keep kicking in the dick. You heard it. All
That was
right,
a good chat.
Thanks, my man. Very good chat. And I will be in touch, my brother.
Thank you very much.
Au revoir.
See you later. Au revoir.